Is it true that someone who looks like Taehyung is hospitalized? And is it true that Jungkook came secretly to visit him? Why did this moment make Taehyung's mother cry in a public place? Is this just a coincidence, or does it contain a greater, touching, and surprising meaning behind BTS's internal dynamics? The news that circulated since June 24th, 2025 night again shocked the ARMY community and the South Korean public. An anonymous post on social media showed footage from a distance showing someone who looks very similar to BTS's Kim Taehyung in a hospital. Even more horrendous, in the same post, it was mentioned that another figure seen getting out of a black car is believed to be Jungkook, a BTS member who is on a public break after solo promotions and some previous international activities. There has been no official confirmation from HYB's agency regarding the news. However, the situation becomes increasingly complex and emotional when someone named as Taehyung's mother is seen crying in the lobby of the hospital, witnessed by several visitors who had time to secretly record the atmosphere. The short 11-second video was widely circulated in online communities with a narrative full of question marks. Is it true that Taehyung is being treated secretly? Why did Jungkook suddenly appear? What is really going on between them? The fact that the moment occurred suddenly and was not preceded by any announcement from any party made the public wonder. Not a few have begun to speculate that there is a serious incident involving Taehyung's health, although no credible source has yet publicly stated about the idol's medical condition. Some fans linked Jungkook's appearance to implied messages he had written in a live broadcast a few months ago, when he mentioned that someone who meant a lot to him was facing a difficult time. At that time, the public did not take it too seriously because it was not stated who was meant. However, when it comes to this latest incident, a number of parties began to suspect that Jungkook meant none other than Taehyung himself. Tensions escalated when several Korean media outlets sent coverage teams to the hospital suspected to be the scene of the incident. One reporter from Dispatch reported that on the night of the incident, there was indeed unusual activity around the area of the hospital located in the Yongsan area. Security was noticeably stepped up, and there were several vehicles with diplomatic plates as well as black vehicles without identification entering and exiting at short notice. But the main highlight is not only Taehyung's condition, but Jungkook's presence, who arrives secretly and looks to avoid media attention. This prompted a big question. Was the visit personal, off the agency's agenda, and an emotional decision from a worried friend? In another video uploaded by a fanbase account, a man dressed in casual clothes, Jungkook's trademark when trying to avoid the public spotlight, enters through the back door of the hospital. Several people testified that the man was escorted by two staff in civilian clothes and did not stop at the reception desk like ordinary visitors, but went straight into the area of the inpatient room. Meanwhile, the reaction of Taehyung's mother, who is seen crying in a public place, adds to the emotional nuance and deepens speculation that there is indeed something serious going on. Not a few netizens sympathized and expressed their concerns through social media. On the other hand, there were also those who tried to quell the panic by stating that Jungkook's appearance could have been a routine visit as part of moral support among BTS members. However, the unusual timing of the visit, the lack of an official escort, as well as the sad expressions of Taehyung's closest people make this narrative hard to believe. A former HYB staffer who did not want to be named stated that the relationship between Jungkook and Taehyung was indeed very close, even more than just colleagues. He mentioned that during difficult times, Jungkook was always the first to offer his shoulder to cry on for anyone in need, including Taehyung. In his statement, he added that if it was true that Jungkook visited the hospital that night, then there must have been something really important going on. Until this news was revealed, HYB had not given an official statement. When confirmed by email, the label only briefly replied that they had no comment regarding the artist's personal activities outside of the public schedule. This, of course, adds to the mystery and anxiety of the public, which hopes to get clarity on the ongoing situation. Some Korean media analysts have called this phenomenon a reflection of the greater emotional dynamics among BTS members. They judged that years of military pressure, Fame and public expectations had the potential to have a deep psychological impact. Jungkook's sudden visit could have been a spontaneous act as a form of emotional solidarity that had long been built between them. Most touching of all is the reaction of the fans who are incessantly sending prayers, moral support, and positive energy through various platforms. Many of them even held online prayers, made digital paintings, and raised donations as a form of concern for the mental and physical health of BTS members. I ask this a sign that there is an internal crisis that has been covered up? Or is this just clear evidence that the BTS members' relationship is stronger than anything, even outside the camera spotlight? No one can answer with certainty, at least until an official statement is released by the competent authorities. However, one thing is certain. This moment once again proves that BTS is not just a music group, but a network of emotions, a sense of belonging, and a very deep bond of humanity. Taehyung's mother's crying and Jungkook's presence at the hospital are more than just news. This is a reminder that behind global fame, they remain mere mortals who take care of each other. Whatever is going on, the world is waiting. Not just a clarification, but also a hope that everything will be fine. After a series of speculations, public analysis, and online hysteria that developed for almost 2 full days, now the public can finally breathe more calmly. The facts that have been gathered from various official sources have refuted the entire emotional and viral narrative that once worried millions of BTS fans around the world. There was no emergency visit from Jungkook to the hospital, no crying from Taehyung's mother, and no emergency that was happening to Kim Taehyung. This issue, officially, has been declared incorrect. Initial searches conducted by local and international media showed that the video footage, which showed a covered-headed man and a crying woman in the hospital, was an incident unrelated to BTS. The hospital in question issued a statement that it did not accept any patients on behalf of Kim Taehyung and never recorded any visits from public artist Jeon Jungkook on that date. In fact, from the internal camera surveillance that was not released to the public, there was no record of suspicious extraordinary activity as described in the narrative spread on social media. Furthermore, HYBE labels as the official agency of BTS has finally issued a long-awaited official statement. In the short release, HYBE stated that information circulating online about one of their artists being treated or visited secretly in the hospital is untrue, unfounded, and the result of wild speculation that has no valid evidence. HYBE also confirms that all activities of artists under their auspices have been in accordance with schedules, privacy protocols, and do not involve emergency events as the public understands at this time. Not only that, the investigation team from media such as Yonhap, Simpy, and Dispatch also checked the location and verified eyewitnesses directly. The results are consistent. The woman crying in the video is not Taehyung's mother, and the man seen from a distance is not Jungkook. In fact, based on visual checks, physical differences such as posture, gait, and vehicle size indicate that the figures in the video have only a vague resemblance and are irrelevant to the growing viral narrative. Clarification also came from the next of kin. Although she rarely speaks to the media, one of Kim Taehyung's relatives interviewed exclusively by one of the local media channels stated that Taehyung's mother is currently in good health and is in her hometown with other family members. He expressed surprise at the spread of the issue that Taehyung's mother was crying in the hospital and said that the information was completely inaccurate and potentially defamed the family's good name. This situation shows how a narrative built from scraps of images, visual assumptions, and speculation can develop into a serious information crisis. In a matter of hours, millions of people have come to believe that something big is happening to the two BTS icons, simply because of the visual similarities and emotional context that netizens have speculatively added. This phenomenon again reminds the public of the importance of verifying information before spreading or believing news circulating on social media. In today's digital age, anyone can craft a narrative based on assumptions without a solid foundation. Unfortunately, when it comes to public figures like BTS members who have a huge global and emotional fan base, the impact can be vast and deep. The fans, ARMY worldwide, are certainly not to blame entirely. The emotional bond that has been built over the years makes many people immediately move to show empathy and support. However, the great lesson of these events is the importance of maintaining critical reason and calm in the face of unverified news. In addition, the responsibility is also on social media accounts and fan bases that have a large reach. The redistribution of videos, the provision of additional narratives, to the preparation of a chronology based on personal opinions are forms of spreading disinformation, even if done without bad intentions. Such content should be accompanied by a warning that the information has not been verified and should not be absolutely believed until there is official clarification. Authorities in South Korea have also expressed concern over the rise of fake news that uses visuals or public moments to build speculation on celebrities. Some have even proposed stricter regulations on the dissemination of content that involves the privacy of celebrities, including restrictions on the dissemination of photos or videos without clear context. To date, Taehyung himself has not given a direct statement via his personal social media, but many fans are confident that he will appear in the near future with a soothing message, as he has done several times in the past when oblique issues spread. Jungkook, who is mentioned as a mysterious figure in the video, has also remained silent and inactive on social media since his solo promotion a few months ago. Nevertheless, fans believe that he is enjoying his time off and is not involved in this issue.